welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing this journal. This is called the Prayer Topic Journal. I changed the name a few times, so I'm trying to remember. If you followed me for a while, you could think of it more like the War Room. I'm kind of trying to move away from the word War Room. Not for any particular, well, there's a few reasons, but one of the reasons is there's just so many questions about what it means. And so I'm trying to find a name, and I kind of like prayer topics. So basically, but this is like the War Room section. This is available, first of all, it's available in my studio. So if you're part of the studio, you have this. If you're not part of the studio, it's available in my shop. Or you can become a member of the studio and get access to this. But the concept of this, the reason why I wanted this was because I do still like physically writing out my prayers. But one thing I was wanting was basically just the War Room section. Like sometimes if I'm going on a walk or I'm in the car and, you know, sitting in the car waiting for my kids to get out of school, I would love to just be able to pray for something specific, like have verses. So it'd be like, okay, I want to pray for my husband, but I don't really want to write down stuff. I just want to have some verses like ready to go for me. And so by either like using a template or by just typing them myself. So going through my Bible or going through my prayer Bible and typing out some verses, having them in one space. And so I can do that. So that was kind of the concept of this journal. Now, when I go through it, you can kind of use it a different way. I mean, you could use it just for topics. Like it could just be a journal for you, like just a journal. But there's a lot of different options. But when I was creating it, that was my initial idea. So this is the home page. You can click this button right here, and this will take you to the fonts I used. They also are linked because they are something I purchased. I think this one was like $1. And then this one's from Etsy, and I think that was like $5 or something. So if you're wanting to make it matchy, which the only time I use these really are like here. And then this one is that fresh snow. And then, I mean, that's my handwriting. So, but those two, and then just kind of like some of these things. So not a ton, but if you're wanting to make it matchy, those are the fonts. And then here's all the hex codes. So if you have Goodnotes 6, you can just, oh my goodness, you can, get the thing and do custom, and you can just grab all of these, or you could use the hex code. So you can also type it right in. So I wanted to give that. So let's go back to the front. Got our front cover. Our first tab is contents. So these are all the contents. I decided to do symbols rather than numbers or words. Originally, I was going to do words. So I was going to do like my heart, husband, marriage, all that stuff. But I know that everybody is so different. And so I didn't want you guys to have sections that you weren't going to use because I had written something else there. So that's one thing. And then I thought I would do numbers, but I thought symbols would be more fun. And maybe you can just in your mind remember, like I know for this one, I'm going to do church. I know I'm going to do salvation for that cross. I know this one's going to be work. This one's going to be children because I have 3 kids. And so I kind of already have some plans for some of them. But they're just cute symbols, and you can just come here and remember like, oh yeah, when I'm praying for my heart, I know it's the little book. So you can click any of these buttons and it'll take you to that section. You can also click here. So you can click this one, it'll take you there, or you can click over here and it'll take you to that section. So those are the dividers, and then there's nothing behind them, and there's templates that you get to choose. So we have these templates. We have our journaling templates here. We have prayer prompts here, and then we have answered prayers. You can also click this button right here, and it'll take you to all the templates, and you can just kind of scroll through. So let's scroll through. So first we have journaling. So this is a good one for writing out prayers. You could either write the verse there, or like the month, write February and write some prayers, or you could write the verse reference and write like verses. This one is from the my original prayer journal, but just basically a blank page. And then this one is one where you can write a prayer, and then you can write like an attribute of God that maybe you're going to focus on in relation to that prayer. And then we have a blank page. And then this is the prompts, the prayer prompts. So this is daily, who he is. And one thing I do want to say, so when you're here, I only put one, I only linked it to one page, but like this one has 4 pages. I think this one has 3. This one has like 5. So some of these, you know, if you just click here and you copy and paste that page, that's totally fine. But there is more. So you might want to come back and like paste the other ones. So anyways, we have daily, who he is, walk, marriage, husband, parenting, anxiety, salvation, and softened hearts. Oh, and special needs. And then this is the answered prayer section. So we have this one where you write the date that you've been praying for the certain thing. You write the topic. So if you've been praying for maybe your anxiety, so you can write anxiety. You can say like, I've been praying for it January through February. And then you can write what the prayer was and how it was answered. And then you can write it was answered, you know, in March or whatever. And then you also have this one. So you could write the month and then just write how a certain prayer was answered. So that is the basic journal. I am going to set mine up now. So if you want to like stick around and watch, you can. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get my text and I'm going to do, I'm going to do my heart. And I am going to use that fresh snow font because I kind of like it. So I'm going to do my heart right there. And I think I'm going to make it, make it the color of that tab. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab that color. Okay. Then I'm going to copy it. So paste. And this one I'm going to do husband. I do want to say with this font, it's kind of fun. So this is what it looks like that. I don't know if you can tell, but then you could also do caps and it like changes it a little bit. It'll make like the H will be in a different spot, the A, and so you can kind of play around with that. So husband, and then I'm going to copy this. I'm going to do marriage. Okay, so those are the ones I have so far. We'll just stop there. So now I also want to have them on my categories. So I always do this and I copy it. And then I'm going to go to that first section. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to resize these. I just find this a little bit easier. You can obviously go like back and forth, but oops, I just find it a little bit easier to do that. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to grab these and I'm going to cut those. I'll go to the next page and paste. Oops, and then I'm going to grab these and cut those. Oops. Cut that one. Okay. So now I'm going to get some templates. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to grab the marriage one from my marriage section. And I'm kind of going to show you, because some of you guys did say that you weren't sure exactly how to do a lot of the Goodnotes stuff. So I am going to kind of show some of that stuff. So I'm on this page and I'm going to click the 3 dots up here and click copy page. And now it's copied. So now I'm going to go over to my marriage section, which is right here. And I'm going to click this plus button. And I'm going to make sure it says after. So after, which means after this page, I'm going to paste it. So now when I go to my marriage section, I can just swipe and now I have this marriage page. So I'm going to come back and there's 2 pages. So I'm going to do this one too. So I'm going to copy the page and go to my marriage section. And I want it right after this one. So now I'm going to be on this page and say paste. And so now when I go to my marriage section, I have this and this. And you can also, you know, I can come in here when I am, you know, praying. And, oops, I'm on pen. And you can come in here and I can just like highlight stuff that I want to kind of focus on today. Kind of just highlight certain things. And it kind of just goes right under the text. So that is how I'm planning on using it. So what else? We did children. So I'm going to do parenting back here. So again, I'm just going to copy it and go to my children page. And that's my kids' names, by the way. That's why I did that. And then paste it right after. So again, now when I go to my kids section, I have this. And then you can always just do a blank page as well. So you can just add in a blank page. And you can just, you know, put it wherever you want so that you can just write whatever. And when it comes to the contents too, you can just type, you can just write it in too. You don't feel like you have to, you know, do that. So I'm going to kind of plan mine out. That's the other thing I do. If you are going to do text, one thing I will do, because, you know, writing is very easy to erase, I will write it out first. And then when I kind of got it all ready, I will then put the text over it and then erase it. So I know I wanted to do work right here, I think. So I'm going to do work there. I wanted to do church. I think I was going to do like salvation here. Maybe I'll do anxiety here. Words. And you don't have to fill out all of them, right? Like you can just fill out some of them and then you can come back later. I'm going to do family and friends. Oops. Probably do like the world here. Okay, so that way I can kind of, and maybe I'm like, you know what, I actually want this one to be anxiety. I want this one to be words because this one reminds me more of words, whatever. You can, you know, like move around your words. But now that I have it the way I want it, then I can come back and continue. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to delete that. So that's kind of a way that I like to kind of plan out stuff, is just, you know, write it, and then if I want to use, or you could just write it completely, but then if I want to use, you know, font, I can just do it right over. And then I'll do the same thing where I just copy it. I'm going to go to this page, paste. It's the same color, so it's hard to see. There we go. And resize it. Okay, so that is basically how you would set this up if you're going to use it this way. So let me know if you have any questions at all. I would be happy to answer them.